Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday here on 14 June. Getting ready to head out, go to the gym, and then see a bunch of people the rest of the day as well, including my mother. And the thing is, I just want a recap of yesterday. I went to see an old friend of mine called Angelo. I have a short video of him. He's 90 years old, 90 years young for sure. And he's at the Kingston All-American assisted living home. And it's wonderful to see him. He's very aware, but what's interesting is when you go to that place, of course, I get to eat lunch with him and see a lot of the other people that are there and people that are his friends. And most people there, of course, are older, considerably older. But what's interesting is that it's such a reality check of life. You know, we've got a lot of things going on. Most of us, we got our families, we got events we're doing, projects, whatever, work, this, that, recreation. But if you reach that age, or he's 90, not everybody there is 90, some are a little younger, some are a little older actually. But it's a reality check, as a lot of them, as my friend had said, he's 90 years old. If you've reached that age, he's done a lot of things. My friend Angelo has done a lot of things. He was my father's friend, actually, best friend. My dad passed back in 2003, and I stayed friends with him as well. He's kind of like, in a sense, a second father. He kind of reminds me of my father, sort of still being alive, because he knows all old things from years and years ago when he used to hang with my father that I didn't know when he was a kid. He used to do things, and I'm finding stuff out. But what's interesting is that you see a lot of people there that it's so sad. They can hardly hear. They can hardly walk. And it's a reality check of life. We all think we have it all together. Excuse me. But a lot of times when you see something like this, you realize what happens to everybody in life. Now, not everybody becomes broken down or can't hear or things like that, but a lot of us do. And a lot of those people, when you see, were very prominent in their day, I'm sure. Probably handsome, pretty, all that type of stuff, popular. And look at them now. A lot of them, he's 90 years old. He says all his friends have passed. He has his family and his grandkids and things like that, and they come see him. It's not that he's lonely, but it's not that. All his friends, you live a certain age like that, all his friends that he grew up with have all passed. And it's very interesting. He's done so many things. He's traveled places. He lived in Florida. He had a summer house there for a while. He used to stay there in the winter months with his wife for years, like January, February, and March, until early April. Then he would come back to New England. And he's done a lot of things. Went to Las Vegas a lot of times. Had a wonderful life, and yet now he's there, and he's very satisfied. But he goes, with all the things I've done in my life, it's funny, when you get old, all of that doesn't matter anymore, and you're stripped down to the bare bones, like he is. He's older, and he doesn't have a car anymore, and he's in a very nice place, and he's very satisfied, very neat and clean. But still, I mean, this is what happens to a lot of people and to a lot of us if we reach that age, and all the fanfare and all how cool we thought when we were young and all this and that. And it doesn't matter the older you get. You see the reality of life. We're all dependent in some way if we live long enough on somebody else. A lot of those people, I kind of felt a little bad for them. I'm not, I don't know them, but not being able to walk and having to be, basically helped hand and foot by some of these younger people that work there. Fortunately, my friend Angelo can do everything. He can wash himself. He's independent, takes a shower, everything by himself. He's a tough old Italian man. He really is. He can hear. He doesn't have any problem remembering things from the past. But that's not everybody. And it's frustrating because he goes, sometimes he talks to some of the people when he was first there, and nobody would respond to him because half of them can't hear. He's much more cognitive than a lot of the people there. And it's interesting because he's a little older, and he says that a lot of the ladies there like to sit with him. I guess he's kind of like the stud of the place, so to speak. I went there, and when he first sat down, there was like three ladies there. They all like to sit with him because he's more coherent than the rest of the people there. But the reality is, of that place is you just get a reality check of life. You know, you see everything going on in the news and everybody's vibrant and enjoying their life. But as we get older, you know, all the materialism and the fanfare and all the popularity and all that stuff, people start to drop off. I've already seen a lot of people pass. And I'm not even that old. A lot of people pass in the last couple of years. And you look at that, is this sort of kind of my future? You know, it's just the reality of what life's all about. A lot of times in society, we don't get a reality of life. We get fantasies. We get, you know, all this materialism and sexuality and all this stuff thrown in our face. But when we get older, all that goes away. And you appreciate simple things. He appreciates sitting there with his TV on and his friend Patricia. You know, it's the closest thing to a girlfriend. I wouldn't say it's his girlfriend. She comes in and she lives upstairs and comes in for a couple hours and sees TV with them and walks around the grounds and stuff like that. She keeps him company. But I mean, he's satisfied with staying there. He has a memory of his house and his late wife, and it's good for him. It's all he cares about. And simplicity, he went from being a life of doing all kinds of stuff to appreciating simplicity, which is actually very good. But it's just a reality check when you go to a place like that. It really is. You look around, you see all these people that once were young, once very vibrant, some of them had money, all that stuff, and they're all now equally reduced to just simplicity, and this is their last leg of their life, and they know that. But that's just my thought of the day. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was depressing. It's just eye-opening. I love going to see him there because it makes you different. It makes you appreciate everything. I appreciate him, that he's still alive. I want him to be alive and vibrant as long as he can be. I've always known him to be a very vibrant man. He still is at 90, and I know someday he's 90, so how much more does he have to go? And he knows that. But it's just, if you ever walk in one of those and you visit an older person, you can't help but be struck with reality. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but it definitely gives you a sobering thought of life, what life is really about. And sometimes we miss that. All right, it's just Rick here. I'm going to head out to the gym and visit a bunch of people today. God love you. Have a great day.